What is up, guys? Today I bring to you the servant profile of the day, Enkidu. In the legend, he's a man, but in the Faith verse, he has no gender. So technically he's an it, but for the sake of this video, I'll be referring to him as a male. He can be summoned as a lancer or berserker. His place of origin is Mesopotamia, and he's the wild man sent by the gods to tame Gilgamesh in the Epic of Gilgamesh. After a fierce battle, Enkidu ended up becoming Gil's one and only true friend. First off, we have abilities. Enkidu's combat ability is around the same level as Gilgamesh in his prime, and he's the only person that Gil considers as an equal. Since the gods made him as a wild man, his nature is akin to our most primal instincts, which is that of a wild animal. This also gives him a connection to nature and the ability to communicate with animals. The form you see now is actually of a female named Shamhat. See, the gods were afraid that Enkidu wouldn't do his job and continue to wander the earth as a wild man instead. This is when they sent Shamhat. She's a sacred prostitute sent by the god Anu to calm Enkidu down. The first time they met, he instantly fell in love with the girl and banged her out in the woods for 7 days straight. He learned more things about himself, and he slowly gained perspective on human nature. Of course, in the Faith verse, he's genderless, so during this period, they just spent time together. Due to this, he has a strong connection with her and takes the shape of her body as his base form. Shamhat was even able to witness the first battle between him and Gilgamesh, and according to her, it felt like the world had been born and destroyed 7 times just from watching them fight. Personal skills. Transfiguration. The rank is A class. Probably one of the most interesting skills so far. Enkidu was made from clay by the gods Anu and Aruru, therefore he lacks a fixed form. He can change his height, weight, and shape at will. If he wants to be a spear, or a shield, or even a giant beast, no problem. This is the same ability that allowed him to last several days against the Gate of Babylon. And despite using 90% of the clay in his body to the point where he couldn't even form clothes, he still forced Gil to empty out his vault, which is quite the feat. The battle was then left at a stalemate because if they continued, it more than likely would have just been a double KO. Due to his general makeup, he's been given the characteristic of an automatic dog. His base stats begin with no value, and the master is given a certain amount of points to fill in his parameters. This includes strength, endurance, agility, mana, and luck. They can also change based on the situation. So here's how it goes. Enkidu has a total of 30 points. The max amount of points you can spend is relative to the master's skill level. The higher your rank is in the skill, the higher the total value. Since Enkidu is from the A class, he's clearly top of the line. His magic resistance will also change based on his mana rank. If he's summoned by the world and Earth is his master, then all of his stats are set to A rank and he gets an extra 30 points. So here's the parameter cost. For an A rank, it's 7 points. B rank is 6 points. C rank is 5 points. D rank is 4 points. And E rank is 3 points. You pick which stats you want and you spend the points accordingly. But don't get too excited. When you get to A class, I'm raising the price on y'all. If you decide to go from A to A+, you have to drop 2 ranks in 1 parameter or 1 rank in 2 parameters, which still isn't a bad deal. The only way this doesn't work is if your master is trash. When it comes to Grand Order, he'll receive an A rank in different parameters, but never all of them because that would obviously break the game. Presence detection. The rank is A+ to A++. It allows him to detect anything via the earth, even at a long distance. As of right now, he's been able to detect water sources up to 10 kilometers away. If a servant has presence concealment with a rank that's equal or lower to this skill at the time, their effects will be nullified. Consummated Shape. The rank is A class. Since Enkidu's body is made from clay during the Age of Gods, his body contains special properties. This allows him to use magical energy from the land to regenerate himself. As long as the land has energy, his body will never fall. His soul, on the other hand, is a different case. Age of Babylon, the wisdom of the citizens. The rank in the phantasm type is unknown. This allows him to create weapons from the earth, such as swords, spears, and chains. Once again, this too helped him match the output of the Gate of Babylon. And although the source is unknown, he's also shown the ability to transform an entire forest into a bounded field. Enuma Elish. O humans, let us restrain the gods. The rank is A++. It's an anti-purge phantasm that turns his body into a divine construct. Simply put, divine constructs are God-made armaments. When Enkidu was sent to get Gilgamesh's mind right, he was also created as the chains of heaven. The people of Uruk complained how Gilgamesh was trolling everybody, and since Gil was part deity himself, he was pretty much making the gods look bad. Not to mention his actions would cause a divide between the gods and their people. So, as the chain of heaven, Enkidu was sent to bind and bring Gil's state of mind back to the heavens. Eventually, a fight broke out between the two. Gil soon realized, as someone of his stature, Enkidu was the only one that could truly understand him as a person, and they ended up becoming good friends. The phantasm itself is a linchpin of light that pours out the power of the counterforce. The more the opponent has terrorized the planet, or humanity, the stronger the attack. The energy is then turned to a form that the world can perceive, and it pierces the opponent in one powerful strike. The suggestion comes from Unchained Gods on my Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde video, who said that they would like to see a profile on Enkidu from Strange Fate, please. That about wraps it up. If you enjoyed the video, please like it up so we can get this trending. Feel free to add information as you see fit, and let me know what you guys think about it. It's your boy Tsiah. I'm out.
901 Shelby Drive, look alive, niggas came up on